Hey, and welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be showing you how to start a fire. So, who didn't start the fire? We didn't start the fire. Not yet, anyway. Alright, so before you get started on fire building, you're going to need to find out a few things about what to collect when you're collecting firewood. So you want to make sure it's dead, dry, down, and a distance away from your campsite. You want to make sure it's a distance away from your campsite so you're not taking away from anything that is at that campsite. So the next person who comes after you also should go a distance. What I mean by dead is when you're collecting your sticks and when you're collecting your different aspects of your fire, is you want to make sure it's not a live living tree or branch or any of those things, because it's not going to work. It's going to be super hard to get your fire started if it is not dead. Not to mention any of the leave no trace principles, which we should be following as camp people. So dead, dry, down, needs to be down, and it needs to be a distance away from your campsite, so you are making sure you're following all those steps. Next, what are the 3 things that you need to collect when you're collecting all of this wood? So you want to make sure that you're collecting your tinder, and your tinder, like the dating app, is the thing that's going to ignite. It's that thing that's going to get all of the rest of the pieces and aspects of your fire going. So this is like your pine leaves, paper, anything that's dry and tiny. It could be leaves as well. Leaves are going to smoke a lot if you're using them, but they will work. And then after that, you're going to want to collect your kindling. So your kindling is your small pieces of wood about the size of your pinky finger that you can use that will catch off of your tinder. So your tinder catches the kindling, which then catches the fuel. And the fuel is the part of the fire that's your big chunky stuff. So that's your logs or your thicker sticks. So I like to layer my fire using tinder, then kindling, and then slightly larger kindling. So slightly thicker sticks. This might be the size of your thumb. And then after all of that has set and all of that is on fire, I then like to add my logs. So how might you start your fire? This can be done in a variety of different ways. So you can use matches, you can use a lighter, you can use flint and steel, you can use a traction saw, any of those things going to work. Magnifying glass, perfect too if it's a sunny day. Not so much if you're not like on a beach and there's not direct sunlight, but magnifying glass will work if you do have direct sunlight and you are in the sun a lot. So next thing you want to do is actually build your fire. I'm not going to start my fire today due to a fire ban that was initiated because we want to keep emergency services here in southwestern Ontario for the people who need it right now and not for unnecessary fires. So I'm going to build a couple examples of what a fire might look like. I'm just not going to start it. Alright, here I'm going to be building an example of a log cabin fire. So here we have our nice setup for our fire building right here. And so I've got my tinder, then I'm going to get some kindling, make sure it's nice and dry, stack that on top. You don't want to suffocate your fire. You want to make sure that you're treating it nice and so it has room to breathe. Fires need oxygen, kind of like babies, and you want to care and nurture for it like you would a child. So here we're going to get our larger pieces and we're just going to stack in a log cabin shape. So you should be seeing a cabin start to form. You're just going to keep stacking your cabin wall up as you go. So then it will start to form a log cabin. shape. And then, so the concept for this one is it's going to start and you're going to ignite it in the front, and then it's going to go off to the sides. Usually when I'm making a log cabin, I like to follow it up with a teepee type shape over top with my logs. So if I'm building my log cabin and it's set and it's ready to go, I'm usually going to use my logs here to then over top build a teepee. Alright, so the next fire type that I'm going to be building today, so we'll just dismantle this other log cabin style, is the teepee. So skipping all of the log cabin aspects, so I'm still going to have my tinder here, and I'm going to use my kindling and kind of stack it in a teepee-like shape over top. So then it will start to build on the different parts of the fire that we're going to be making. So here, just right away, you're going to stack the different pieces. I don't really have a lot of edges to the wood that I'm using, but you can continuously stack up wood, so then it will create a teepee shape. The next type of fire is just kind of pile-on fire. So as you see here, you're just going to pile everything on. Make sure you leave room for the fire to breathe and for oxygen to get inside of the fire area. But you should be able to let it light and let it go from here. So generally you just light it underneath, add a little oxygen. You can do some rescue breaths into your fire, and it should get it all going. And last but not least is the lean-to fire. So for this one, I like to start with a larger piece of wood here. Then I use, again, your tinder and then your kindling. You can stack up here. So then it's a lean-to, and you can see you'd start the fire underneath, and then it will catch here and then onto the wood, or onto the log here. And those are several types of fires that you can build when there's not a fire ban. Fire building can be a lot of fun, and so when you are camping, it is a vital tool if you want to make those hot dogs, marshmallows, s'mores, stay warm and cozy, anything like that. Fire building necessary. So if you have any questions, put them in the comments section below and I'll make sure to answer them. And I hope you have a great day.